What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue B-Sides. Guess what? It's now a podcast.
What?
Decided to throw it up.
What?
On the iTunes and the Google Play.
Oh, for God's sake.
And the Stitcher.
Too much content.
It was requested by
It's not enough.
viewers, listeners.
All right, cool.
Don't have-
Sauna doesn't count.
Huh? You're right.
You're right.
The only thing she's counting is the days until this baby comes out.
Oh,
So-
yeah, she's probably 100% ready for it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. She's I built a swing today. That was good. It was a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, was it though?
I mean,
It swings very violently though. It scares me. It's okay. It's fine.
that means it's probably not safe for your child.
I know. It's
No,
actually
it's
a
probably
replacement.
the best for your child.
It's actually a replacement for a swing that was also swinging very violently.
Huh.
So
She's malleable. She'll bounce back.
The sad thing is, it's kind of true.
It is.
you know what? That's fair. It's fair.
I think you're going to be a great dad. I think your wife's going to be a great mom, and that baby's going to live a great, adventurous life, but safely. Safely.
That's why I'm drinking water tonight instead of
Yeah.
energy.
Get on
beverage.
it.
Come on up.
So-
Yeah.
Come on up.
But anyways, we are going to discuss some sports again, mostly because the World Cup is exciting, and
shit went down in basketball.
yeah, the NBA is everybody stayed where they were last season except for one major player, and now a whole bunch of other things are happening. So
Yeah.
official. I've already seen too many memes of the guy from the Waterboy that says, "Oh no, we suck again." Seen too many. For those of you who don't follow sports, as a Cavs fan, I'm sad to say that LeBron James has signed a 4-year contract with the Los Angeles Lakers.
For 135 million?
54 million.
154. I'm sorry. I was. Yeah.
Is that super max or no?
No, it's not. Well, it's a max contract. It's weird because the team that he played for before could sign a larger contract than a different team that he would go to. The Cavs offered him 5 years, $210 million. So
Jesus. And he was just like, fuck that, I'm going to the Lakers.
he's like, peace out. No, I mean, to anybody who's been following LeBron especially around here, like 2 weeks ago, his son was accepted into like a really prestigious basketball high school in Los Angeles, and his wife's like fashion businesses out there. He owns a home out there, so like
It makes sense.
She doesn't want to live in Philly.
it kind of made sense. I actually thought he was going to go to Philly, to be honest with you, but
Yeah.
they signed Rajon Rondo today.
Philly
Tomorrow.
did or?
No, lost the Lakers.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're going to trade for Kawhi Leonard tomorrow is the big rumor. They're already putting the pieces together to do that.
Well, I know I read a story that Popovich said the offer for Kawhi was categorically unacceptable. But what the fuck does that mean?
It's true.
It's
That's
true.
very true. You know what? That's what they said about Kyrie Irving. Guess what? 2 weeks later, he was gone. So,
Yeah, he was a Celtic, yeah.
so
Shit happens, I guess, right?
yeah. I mean,
Are you, I mean, I know I texted you, like, Corey's on death watch because LeBron's gone, but I'm sure you're probably all right with it.
yeah, I'm upset as a Cavs fan, but I'm not like out in the streets burning jerseys or anything. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you just have to look at it like big names leave all the time, and LeBron came back to fulfill a promise, and he did that, and now he's off to. I read an article that he posted or an interview that he did that was like it's bigger than basketball. Like, he was talking about his family and how his family's life has moved from Akron in the Cleveland area out there the last couple of years, and
Yeah.
I mean, his son is a fantastic basketball player too. So, I mean, the
To
thing
try and
is,
be able to groom him.
well, the thing is too is like when his contract's up, his son, if he's good enough, will be drafted, and
Okay.
at that point he'll be 38, and he'll want to play 1 or 2 seasons with his son, wherever his son ends up.
That would be awesome if it was the Lakers.
Yeah,
I'm playing with my son.
Yeah, I mean that's
James passes to James for the 3-pointer.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch. I think everybody just instantly became a Lakers fan.
Yeah,
and everybody who hates the Warriors has now become a Lakers fan.
I mean, as someone who grew up a Lakers fan, kind of okay with it, but at the same time, like I don't like that everything is in the West Conference now.
Yeah. I mean, Boston's probably going to rule the East this year.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia can make some interesting moves in the next couple days. I mean, they're on the rise. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I know they're really, really banking on getting James because there's billboards in Akron and Cleveland that says "Bring the King to Philly." Like, it's insane. But I don't know. I think Philadelphia could be an interesting team to watch in the next 3 or 4 years if they all stay together. That's the thing. People want to leave small markets to go to big markets, and it's like
the quote unquote process around the Sixers has been going on basically since AI left, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And the front office at the Sixers has always been trust the process. We're working on it. I mean, and then we still let Iguodala go. I guess that was part of the process.
That was a terrible move. And I remember the Cavs could have signed him and he didn't want to be, or they didn't want to sign him. And then he went to the Warriors.
Mm-hmm. And, I'm not going to lie. I think it would have been cool to see LeBron in Philly, not just because I live here, because I fucking can't stand the Sixers, but I do like the fact that watching that team has been a positive thing this past season rather than Joel Embiid finally, started playing after being basically injured since he was drafted.
That would suck.
And I always want to call him Ben Wallace, but I know Ben Wallace played for the Pistons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Ben Simmons
too for 5 years.
But this is Ben Simmons. That's the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a tall point guard in Philly.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Embiid is going to get better. And the question is, will both of them be good and get better together in Philly? And I think the odds of that are decreasing by the day.
Yeah.
More because I don't really trust the front office staff. And when I was driving for Pepsi, I used to listen to a lot of sports talk, and the Philly-based sports talk, it seemed like for a long time, all they wanted to talk about was the glory days with like Dr. J and Barkley, and they did not really acknowledge AI all that much.
Practice
and they also couldn't get out of talking about their own experiences on the playground with people that would go on to be good. And I was always like, you're not helping anything, relying on this stuff at all. So I and I haven't listened to that stuff in a while because I genuinely don't really like sports talk radio all that much. I think it's nice to pay attention to it for soccer, just because there's an entire world of shit happening every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's regardless of what hemisphere you're in, what continent you're on, what country you're in, sometimes what half of that country you're in. It gets that granular. And as the playoffs were happening, I was watching, First Take and Undisputed and trying to just sort of get perspectives on it. But like now that all of that's over, it's all going to be treading water until crazy deals happen.
Yeah. And by the time this goes up, there's going to be a lot happening. Like, there's already been a lot of blockbuster trades since you even talked about recording tonight. Like, it's weird because like now the Cavs have to figure out like how they're going to build their team moving forward, and they drafted that point guard in the 8th round. They're with the 8th pick, and he's okay. Like, I'm sure they can build a team around him, and we've got a lot of nice pieces, but we don't have that, superstar player anymore. Like we have Kevin Love. He's a great player.
What do you want to bet he's not injured at trade deadline?
Yeah, man. We've got a lot of pieces that we can unload for next year. Like, I don't know, at the trade deadline, like I bet we unload half of our team at trade deadline again this year, just because like JR's contract's up at the end of the year. Kyle Korver's contract's up at the end of the year. Love's contract, he's got a year option at the end of the season, but I mean his contract's up at the end of the year. George Hill, his contract's up. We've got Larry Nance Jr. for another 2 or 3 years. Like we've got Tristan Thompson, I think, for another 2 years. Like, we've got pieces. We need that leader, and we don't have the leader anymore.
You need a mercurial presence, and you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
It sucks that your team does not have that anymore. I'm not gonna state it any other way, because we've all seen, like, I hated the day I saw Magic retire. I genuinely did.
Yeah.
I was completely confused by a young shooting guard named Kobe Bryant. And eventually things changed. But,
yeah. Yeah, and it's like, look, I'm upset, but it's not like I've been around long enough to see the Cavs rise and fall and rise and fall and rise again, right? Like, It was sad when Mark Price went to the Bullets. It was sad when Brad Daugherty left. Like, I remember when our best player was Tyrell Brandon and Wesley Person, right?
Oh, like, Terrell Brandon. Oh, I miss him.
And then, like, I remember, like, it was such a big deal that we got Darius Miles at one point, and then he just started smoking a bunch of weed.
Yep.
That, like, he didn't pan out. So when LeBron got drafted, that was like such a huge deal here, and having him and Zydrunas Ilgauskas and stick around, and it was just it's been a good time in Cleveland for basketball. Let me tell you. Like, I mean, we've had our run, we've had a great run, and now it's, look, do I want to see the Cavs go to the finals every year? Of course I do. We've seen that the last 4 years, and I think everybody else in the world is tired of it. I think it's time for a change, and I think the NBA is going to look very drastically different this year. So,
do you think the Lakers will go to the championship and win this year?
Oh, hell yeah! Well, no, they'll go to the Western Conference Finals, because I feel like here's what's going to happen: the Rockets and the Lakers will probably meet. Or the Rockets and the Warriors will meet. Or the Lakers and the Warriors.
Are a tough team, aren't they?
The Warriors,
but
Warriors are like
half of their team are free
agents.
That's
got Steph Curry, right?
Yeah.
Half their team is free agents this year.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Like Kevin Durant, rumored not to be re-signing with the Warriors. Klay Thompson, I guess, wants out because he's not the focus of the team or whatever. Like, I think the Warriors are going to look drastically different too, but like, again, they've got Steph Curry still. They've got that leader. They've got Draymond Green. They've got player we were just talking about.
Iguodala.
Yeah, they've got Iguodala. Like, they've got the pieces there. They've still got a good team that can challenge anybody, but they're not going to be the Warriors that they were last year. So, no. Or the last 4 years, I guess.
Like, here's the thing: Klay Thompson and Klay Thompson, I think, can go. I feel like they'll probably work pretty hard to keep KD.
Yeah.
Just because I think of all the players in the NBA, he's the one that's closest to LeBron. He's the one that's like either at that level or just behind.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like they could lose a Klay Thompson and still be okay. They could lose. I don't think they can lose Draymond Green.
Oh, I do. He's just
like you could talk about his numbers, but I think his role in that team.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like in a weird way, he's like Marty McSorley was for the LA Kings in the 90s. Or like if you messed with one of the Flair players, he got up and got in someone's face. He was like an enforcer, so he would draw all of that anger towards him.
He's like the Dennis Rodman of the team.
I'd say he's probably closer to Bill Laimbeer he's Bill Laimbeer who can play.
Right. Okay.
Because I mean, I'd say I take away Dennis Rodman because Dennis Rodman, he did what he could do, and I think he never really changed.
Yeah.
But see, Draymond Green, I think, can play ball better than Rodman could. But Rodman was like, I'm just going to stick to my man and get every rebound and hustle for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. The NBA is going to look real different.
Yeah.
So, but, maybe we'll touch on it in a couple weeks to see where our teams are at or whatever. But what's not going to be happening in a couple weeks is that their World Cup.
This is true.
Matt, how's that World Cup?
Shit has popped off in the past week. Like, this knockout stage has been cool and sort of heartbreaking and kind of boring all at the same time. I think so far my favorite game of the tournament happened today, and that was Belgium against Japan. 0-0 through the first half, 2 goose eggs, and then Japan scores, I think, in the 50th minute, and then again like 4 or 5 minutes later. And all I'm sitting here thinking is that everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
That's true.
Belgium.
That's pretty much everyone with anything.
Belgium got punched in the mouth, and they had to figure it out. And it's the first time in this tournament that we've seen a team have to figure it out that wasn't already behind.
Yeah.
Like you could talk about Argentina. Argentina started behind an 8 ball when they drew with Iceland. Like, oof. Argentina should not draw with Iceland. A team with that firepower should not draw against Iceland. But Iceland fought like fucking warriors, and good on them. And then from the minute Japan scored that second goal, like that was the most dramatic time period in soccer that I can immediately recall the memory. Because I mean, cool. you could talk about 2005 Champions League final. I'm not going to bore you with that, but watching that team score 3 goals before time ended, like that is the one thing I would say to any American who does not like soccer: watch that game. Now the first half, 45 minutes, you could be like, all right, this is boring. They're just kicking a ball. Nothing's happening. Oh, that guy missed. That guy missed. What's this foul? Why is that guy rolling around? How come there's 2 extra minutes? I don't get this. But then the second half starts, and it's literally goal after goal after goal after goal, and like it was a tug of war that was absolutely gripping.
I'll have to say it was. We've got some soccer fans at work, and so two of my coworkers are Colombian, and so they're rooting for the Colombia team. And
I'm with them.
One's on vacation. She's on vacation this week and next week, and then the other one, he's just hanging out. And all I hear is like he's like reacting because he's watching while he's working, and he was like. He made like a noise, and one of our coworkers was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "You watching the World Cup?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Japan is winning." He's like 2-0. He's like, "That's insane." And so, it's pretty cool to see. I may not be a fan of the World Cup. Soccer's okay to me. And I might be more interested if I watch more of it, but I'm happy that people are excited for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome that they're excited for it, and I'll pull for Columbia, or whatever. I'll, cheer them on, just because it's just like, it'd be awesome if they won. So, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah. It sucked that Mexico got eliminated today was it today? Yeah, I think it was today. They got eliminated by Brazil, 2-0. I'm going to say it again. Neymar, be better. You're better than that. Stop. Bitch. And then tomorrow we've got Colombia against England and Switzerland versus Sweden. On paper, none of those look like good games because if you pay attention to the group stage, you're thinking, oh, England, they beat, they scored so many goals in the group stage. They should totally walk over Colombia. Colombia is better than any team England faced in the group stage. And Switzerland and Sweden, I think both of those teams can go a distance to spoil some shit for other teams. Whether or not they do, that is to be told. France versus Argentina was a good game. It sucks seeing Lionel Messi, probably end his international career like that. But he went out on a thrill ride, and Argentina busted their ass to try and get back, and I thought they were going to do it, but they did not. I'm always happy to see Cristiano Ronaldo exit a tournament. Uruguay beat Portugal, and I could not be happier about it. Ronaldo is a great player, probably one of the best the game has ever seen. Doesn't mean I have to like him.
Right.
I mean, it's like Kanye West. He's a really, really good rapper. But if you want to talk about that dude as a person,
he's a piece of shit.
He's really good at Family Feud too.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, but I do not. I just do not like him. And I kind of want. I would love to see Belgium eliminate Brazil. I think that would be a good ass time.
Yeah.
I hope it happens, but Brazil, I think, are starting to grow in this tournament, and that means they could win it. But that's all I got for soccer.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a B-side. What do you say?
That's a B-side.
Yeah.
I do want to say one more thing, back to the NBA thing, and just be real quick. I'm still gonna be a LeBron fan. Even though he's gone. It sucked when he left for Miami because he made it this big thing and kind of I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen clips of it. If you,
I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made it that big stage show where there's fog machines and them rising on the floor or whatever. This is different. I'm still gonna be a fan. I'm gonna keep an eye on the Lakers. I'm not gonna magically become a Lakers fan, but I'm gonna be a LeBron fan, and I'm gonna watch them, and I'm gonna because I want him to win because he's still to this community around here, he's still an icon. He's still he's still that guy. So it's gonna be fun to watch, and so we'll see what happens. And I'm interested to see what the Cavs do moving forward. So my cousin and I were talking at work today. We were well, we know one thing: tickets will be cheap this year.
Yeah. So, I have a feeling that after LeBron is done with the NBA, I feel like he will come back to Cleveland.
Yeah, well, there's a rumor that he wants to buy the team when he retires. That's that's been a rumor for a long time.
Yeah.
So, because he wants to own a team and grow as he wants to stay in the NBA. So, but we'll see. We'll touch base in the next couple weeks on this again. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, this has been Nerds Gone Rogue's B-Sides. You can find it now every Friday at 7 a.m. on youtube.com/NGR Radio. And on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher.
Woo!
Coming soon to other platforms.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's a little extra work, but it's worth it for you guys. I know you guys don't want to watch YouTube videos while you're driving your cars. So.
Well, we don't want them to crash. We would like our fans to stay alive. That's most important. Most important, guys.
Be safe, all of
Be
you.
safe.
Be safe
Yeah.
when watching B-sides. Right?
That's right.
Right.
Number one rule.
Still come to ngrradio.com and youtube.com/ngrradio and subscribe. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But
Click that
anyways,
like button.
thank you guys so much for watching this edition of B-sides. And until next time, we love you.
You're welcome.
B-side, Nana, and out.